Brought to you by Axcelle, makers of inexpensive and high-quality Windows and Android tablets. Great gadgets for less. And we are back at CES 2015 with our sponsors, Axcelle. I really appreciate Harris, who is here from the company, and Jason. So thank you both for sponsoring this whole week for us. It's been a lot of fun, and everyone's getting a lot out of it. So, and we found each other because I have an interest in inexpensive tablets, because I think there's a lot of things that people don't need to go buy a flagship for, when you can spend less and get something really just as good, if not better in many ways. So Jason, maybe Harris, whoever wants to start, maybe talk about the company and how this became something that it is now, and how do you differentiate from other manufacturers that may not be offering as good of quality on the market?
Well, sure, Lon. I think you hit on it right on the nose, which is we recognize that the traditional method of getting products to consumers involved too many layers. The manufacturer would make the product, then would go to a buyer, and then would go to a retailer, and then the consumer ultimately would pay a pretty heavy price. We said, hey, look, what if we can take these straight from the manufacturer to the consumer? It should be a good experience, full American company background for warranties and everything else, and it's gone really well so far.
So if people have an issue with a product, they contact an American office, somebody picks up the phone, and there's a warranty that's issued and gets dealt with.
Correct. Yeah, that's correct. And Amazon is one of our big partners in this whole thing, and they certainly stand behind everything that we've done, and it's gone really well.
Yes, actually, we started our adventure from Amazon, and we think that this is a very good e-commerce marketplace for the newcomers like us, as long as we supply the top grade product and with the top grade service. And we grow pretty fast, and we ship our first order on March 15. I remember that specific day on 2013.
The Ides of March, but it was a good Ides of March then.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And then this year on Black Friday, we shipped out over 10,000 units in that Black Friday.
So just on that one day, you shipped out 10,000
Just
units.
one day.
Wow.
Combining the UK market and the US market, both on Amazon. So making me wonder if we can do that with our own service, so we can better serve our clients with the same or even better service quality versus Amazon.
Right. So people really, it's hard because people come to Amazon, they'll see, a lot of tablets out there that are at similar price ranges, but aren't really sure what they're getting. So what are some of the things that you've done on Amazon to try to boost that up? Because you have some pretty decent reviews, so it's not just me saying it's a good product. You have a lot of people, writing in to say that these are good things, and maybe talk about that. But also, how do you take criticism? Because sometimes manufacturers get a little upset when somebody thinks their product isn't as good as the manufacturer thinks it might be.
We are pretty open to any suggestion, bad or good. If this is good, fine. We are happy about that, but it's really bad. We take it seriously because sometimes we move forward with the bad criticism because we know exactly what's wrong, where was wrong, and what exactly is wrong, so we know how to improve our product. And that's considered as a parameter. If this is good and want to be better, and that's how we do it. Normally, there's a lot of lower-end tablets on the market, but I probably guess we are the only one that do the full circle inspection. I mean, every single piece of the product is well inspected. Even a teeny scratch, cosmetic defects, we're gonna reject it. They're gonna replace the shell. They were gonna, do the draining, battery draining test. So make sure that all the product is well rounded, guarded. So that's what we do to guarantee 100% satisfaction of our consumer.
The one thing I've noticed, because I have just got in one of these, this is a 7-inch tablet to review, and I noticed already that there is a difference in quality from the one I bought a year ago. That there's actually, there's been improvement. It feels, feels sturdier. I think there's been a real progression. What are you learning selling through Amazon and hearing from customers? What have you learned so far in the last year? What are they looking for?
Amazon is a company that really takes seriously about the consumers, and we would like to adopt the same way because Amazon is representing the world-class customer service, not just on the e-commerce world, but whole merchandising world. So
and they would kick you off if there was significant recurrence problems too. I would
exactly.
imagine.
They will have a very, very strict standard on the seller that sell through Amazon. The product itself must be awesome, because this is something Amazon, live with, and so does us. So do we. So we will have to make sure the product itself is legitimate and good quality, and it's value for money. Secondly, we will deploy the full customer service team, dedicated customers team to support 24/7 customer service. I'm not quite sure if our competitor can do that.
And one of the important things, Lon, I think that Jason's hit on all along is that we do listen to our customer. And whether it's the increasing the performance, changing the chips, going from a dual core to a quad core, we've tried to make changes all along that reflected what their needs were, not what our needs were.
And what made you get into this? This is something that I was surprised when I first looked for a cheap tablet just for the heck of it one day that there were so many. But also, what was the impetus to say, wow, we can do something as good as the more expensive brands and still be able to run a profitable business? What was the idea? What was the light bulb that went off to say this is what we should do?
It took us a while to find what we really like to do, and tablet is one of them. We so many cell phones and protective cases for iPhone and iPad, but that doesn't really work out. But someday, back in 2013, we decided to try on the tablets because we do have a few friends working on this,
Well, I think the short answer is that, and I've noticed this every time I've traveled to meet with Jason over the past 7 or 8 years, is he and all of his employees just have a real passion for gadgets.
Mm-hmm. Right. That helps.
That's real short. That's really short.
Right.
And this is the truth.
And it's been some real, what I've been fascinated with probably over the last eight months or so has been the move from being able to make an inexpensive Android tablet to being able to make an inexpensive Intel-based full Windows computer. Let's face it, these are tablets, right? I mean, it looks like an Android tablet, but this is, for someone that wants to run their Windows software, they can run pretty much all the Windows software there is, varying degrees of performance, of course, but these Bay Trail processors have changed the ballgame significantly. Now, this is new now. You have a new Windows tablet coming out.
Of course.
What are Windows users looking for maybe that Android users aren't? Is there something you're seeing differently between the two brands?
The reason we start looking at Windows tablet is that Android is all about entertainment, personal entertainment, and Windows is all about part of the entertainment and part of the work. And I'm thinking that a lot of people are looking forward to, work with a device with great mobility. So exactly what we're talking about is a Windows-based tablets. So now Microsoft is a bit generous right now. They waive away the license fee, so that's why small manufacturers like us is able to create some world-class tablets product, with great mobility for the business person.
Because before this, you could not buy a Windows license for what the tablet.
No, we
software
cannot.
costs more than
Definitely
the tablet
we
does,
cannot. So this year is going to be a game changer. So
and the Intel processor, I mean, that's a whole new ball game too. Because up until now, it's been ARM processors. It's been the Cortex A9, or A7s that are made in China. Now, this is an Intel chip made somewhere. I think they're making them in Vietnam or somewhere, right? Or
I'm not quite sure, but we have a few suppliers, chipset suppliers. They provide the solution to us.
Mm-hmm.
So we would tell them exactly what we need and what kind of performance and what kind of price range we're looking at. So then they will come up with a great solution and we'll test with our electrical engineer. So, just to make sure that they're all, good for us. So
this is a new one here. This white one.
yeah, this is the new quad-core Windows 8.1 base.
And it's running the Bay Trail Atom processor, right? Is that the processor?
Yeah, exactly. And this is pretty neat. And what I can say is I'm pretty impressive with.
We should note too, there's a film on it just to protect the screen right now. So
exactly.
Yeah, right.
We just want to keep it intact.
Mm-hmm.
So what Intel is doing a good job is that it integrates very well with Windows operation system, and there are a lot of preloaded apps or software. And one important thing is that you will be able to do the office work with these teeny things, and also we will be developing a series of accessories like the keyboards and the charger and the cables that comes with it. So while you're traveling or on constant travel, you will be able to work, on airplane or, on train. So it's very convenient.
So it becomes a little computer, really, is what it
Exactly,
comes down to.
computer. What we're talking about.
Mhm.
It's not going to be a entertainment oriented. It's going to be a work oriented. We would like to make the people's work a little bit more, with better mobility.
Mhm. And be able to take their Windows work from home, which may be a bad thing, right? You can take
Yeah,
your-
you can work. You can
your-
work at Starbucks.
Right.
Yeah.
Get your
Instead
work
of sitting inside of your, the office.
So my understanding is there's 2 tiers of Windows tablets, right? So this one is this is an 8-inch tablet here,
Yeah, it's the inch.
and what's the price goal for this one?
Less than $95.
So that's really good for an 8-inch
Yep.
tablet. So.
We would really believe that this is going to be a good for every people's work, daily work.
Mhm.
So that's why we'd like to lower lower the price range so we can expand the user base of this Android-based tablet.
And so what's under the hood? It's how much RAM
It's 16 gigabyte.
of storage?
RAM,
Yeah.
storage. It's 1 gigabyte.
One big,
RAM.
yep. So it's on par with what we've seen out there.
So
Yep. Mhm.
yep. I think it's a very capable little one. So no problem. We
Yeah.
have been tested for about almost 3 to 4 months nonstop. So still in pretty good shape.
It looks nice too. It's a oops, I'm sorry. killed the brand here. I'm sorry. It's a really nice looking tablet here. So looking
Mhm.
forward to playing with that one in the. I'm going to put it through the basement torture test in a couple weeks. So that's really nice. But you have another one also that's going to be a little bit lower priced too.
Yep. This one is the full angle IPS display, and this one is not. So the chipset is the same, and the performance will be the same. Still 1 gigabyte RAM and 16 gigabyte storage, but with a little bit of,
The screen it will not be an IPS display,
not
but
gonna be IPS, but it is still considered a good, display.
right, and the
But-
hardware is the same beyond that. So it's pretty much the same tablet, just a little smaller.
Right,
or a
this
little
is-
less angle on the display.
Exactly. This is for a people that is more price concerned.
Mhm.
So we would like them to try some new things with less money they have to spend.
Mhm.
So this one, take your best guess. How much would I sell it for?
You want me to guess?
Yep.
I don't know, maybe in the $80 range or somewhere about there.
Slightly less than 90.
Less than 90.
So we're talking about 88. That's
Okay.
the target retailing price.
Right.
So what can you do with $88? Probably a mediocre lunch with your friends, and like two or three different friends with you, But you can get a real nice Windows-based tablets, that can last for about a year or two.
Right.
So I think it's a pretty good deal.
It's a very good deal, and that's been the beauty of what's been happening here is that now that Microsoft's kind of opened up the door a little bit, you have the ability to do a lot more on the tablet side of things as well. So really cool. I'm excited to see what comes out of these things, and I'll put it through my paces, and I will certainly have some feedback. And I think that's one thing you're looking for too is you really want more honest feedback from people, right? 'Cause
Of
this is what
course.
guides, purchasing decisions.
The
So.
one core value of Axcelle is all about our consumer. So we will consider every single consumer that buy our product as our seed consumer. What I'm saying that they could be something that we can someone we can work with to tell us whether this is good or this is not good. So they can tell us exactly which part is not right, for consumer experience wise. So we will work on the improvement and to make it better for the next generation. So we take our consumers' advice very seriously.
And let me ask this of Harris, because you probably interact more with some of the customers from Amazon. Do you get people kind of skeptical as to why is this so inexpensive? And
Oh, of course.
what's
I mean,
the-
when they're
what's the,
spending $500 or $600 or $700 on an iPad or a Samsung Galaxy
Mhm.
tablet, and they're like, boy, how can I be purchasing an Android tablet for $50 or $60, a Windows tablet for $90, and have it work so well? And it really is, I think, cutting out all those steps. Certainly those are great tablets. They're very easy to work with, but a lot of people just can't afford them. And so our goal is to bring something that works very, very well for a very reasonable and affordable price.
Excellent. Well, I thank you, gentlemen, first of all, for your sponsorship of the channel. It's been great to get out here and just try to experience CES. I did not realize how many people come to this event. It's amazing. So great for you all who are trying to sell some stuff and make new connections. Everybody's here, so it's a good week. So anything planned for CES? You're just going around meeting with different folks and.
Well, I think we're going to try to get together with 160,000 of our best friends.
Exactly, and spread the gospel. Well, we will definitely spend some time with these devices. And you do more than tablets, right? I mean, it's the TV boxes you're doing now, the Android TV boxes?
TV box is one thing we're working on right now. We launched a few different models to test the market. And, I would still consider it as a prototype stage. So it's not an official product yet. But we'll, keep improving.
Even Steve Jobs calls it a hobby, so it can take a while before.
Of course. So, if you like, you can, take a few of our product and, review and give us some comments so we can constantly improve this firmware, for better, experience.
That's the beauty of a lot of these things is that oftentimes the hardware is fine. It's sometimes there's a software thing that needs to be addressed.
Correct. So it's going to take a lot of work just to correct one mistake. And you have to take like a month to find it.
Right.
So with the help of our seed consumers, we will really want to expedite the process of the upgrade.
Excellent. Well, I think what we'll do in the coming months here is figure out ways to involve our subscriber base, because we have 30,000 of you out there who are really into this stuff, and I think they can really provide some good feedback. And I've probably looked at most of them, at least most of like the major brand tablets at this point. Mm-hmm. So what's been intriguing to me is just how everyone's not making the same thing. Like the hardware is the same, the performance is the same, but everybody's doing a little bit of a twist on what they're offering, and and it's been a fascinating process. So I think it'll be kind of neat to combine. 'Cause I don't think anyone's yet nailed, and I haven't looked at yours yet, so maybe you have, but anyone's yet nailed the entire feature set. Where the thing that these enthusiasts want that I think would actually project to the broader market. I don't know if no one's hit that sweet spot yet. There's always one little thing that this one doesn't have that if it did, it would be great. So we'll look forward to putting some stuff through the process there.
Well, we certainly, as with all of our customers, looking forward to your suggestions on that kind of thing.
Cool. I think it'll be a fun little endeavor to do a crowd-based product development cycle here. So it'll be cool. This is one of the best parts about startups that are like what you guys have. You are the company here, and it's not hard to get to the top with suggestions for change. And I think that's a really fun prospect. So
yeah, and we're pretty open to any suggestions.
Cool. Well, I think what we're going to do is we're going to brainstorm a little bit. We'll come up with some ideas for how we can build that test base for you, and you will get opinions.
Of course,
you will get a lot of opinions, and I think we'll have some fun with that. So very good. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Anything else to add that you want to cover during the?
I think that's all good.
It's all good. Excellent. Well, thank you very much, and we will take a look and play with some of these Windows tablets, and we'll have them back in the studio soon. Thanks, everybody.